It's time to have some SHACO gameplay, and we have some weird stuff going on the bottom side. We don't care about that. We got the 3-box setup on the blue side. On the top side, we have the balanced champion in the top lane, and we are against Udyr, who has gotten himself to assist, but compromised his own tempo. Now, as a SHACO, typically you want to be a bit of a lunatic. However, the intelligent kind of lunatic, right? That's the biggest problem. You see a lot of SHACOs in this meta overreact, overcommit, they invade, they gank without focusing on maximizing their experience at the same time, or denying experience to the enemy jungler. As you saw with the runes, we're all in the Hail of Blaze technology, gathering the storm, scale it up. Now, this is where things are going to get interesting. Okay, it's a challenger level game, best SHACO in the world. How will he pass in a meta where people are AFK farming and counter jungling and not interacting as much? That's where the genius comes in, and that's where you really have to be one of those Arkham Asylum inmates that can actually escape. We'll come back to the bottom lane. In the meantime, we have the Corki mid lane. Now, I hope any sort of jungler would be ganking this, but Corki's facing the other direction, so the Deceive does a critical strike there. You can see that when they're facing the other direction. Also, your backstab passive applies such things as well. Udyr, in the meantime, is doing his red side quadrant. Now, what you have to understand from a SHACO perspective is you absolutely must head to Virkayu.gg. Not only do I have a free jungle improvement resource, I also have a dedicated program with jungle video courses, jungle coaching, coaching classes, a jungle VOD library, special weekly content you'll see nowhere else. All of this available through a premium jungle Discord, which is highly active, a huge community that help each other climb using my jungle program and courses. As we have seen by everybody hitting their peak rank goals in Split 1 and Split 2 of Season 14 as fast as possible. So to climb faster than everybody you know and to jungle div every game you play, head to Virkayu.gg or click the link in the description below. The video I did at the end of last season was some of the best pathing I've ever seen for oppressive jungling. Not because he did it once, but because he did it twice, 3 times, 4 times. Keeping the pressure up is the most difficult aspect of these kinds of playstyles, and most people have no idea how to track, extrapolate, and dominate to that degree. We could go back to our red side. As any other jungler, we could go back to our red side, but as a SHACO, we say, no, we ward it up, we slap a box here in case we get chased down by somebody, and now we're ready to go. Deceive is available. We're going to come from behind. We can easily steal smite this. Thank you so much for your blue buff. Udyr now is very sad, and he will do his Grump. That's fine. Something that's all you need to do. Deceive your 12-second base cooldown. No, 12-second base cooldown. Yeah, that's right. Going to the mid lane again, because Corki shows up with the TP. Walking the other direction. Bonus damage a little bit, but not below 30% HP. So backstab will do more when they are below 30% HP. When it's off cooldown, the attack's also slow. It also slows otherwise. There is Udyr. Boof! This is psychotic, okay? We did use the Ignite there as well, but that's absolutely fine. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Our bottom lane died early. This is all okay, right? We all are on the same page about this. This is what we're used to. SHACOs, Balveths, Kindreds, Jarvans, Graves over the years, Nidleys, invading and taking stuff away. Where things get really interesting in this particular meta is now, where is Udyr gonna go next? The guy has no camps respawned on the top side. He has an outside-in rule. He can snack the Scuttle Crab up before SHACO gets there. SHACO could obviously do the whole bottom quadrant and stay out. SHACO can obviously go back to base and then go to the bottom side quadrant as well. But the Udyr will be taking this 100% afterwards, most likely, back into this quadrant. But because he died, first rotation, those respawn camps are way later than when they normally would be. What I'm worried about here as a SHACO, or any player in this situation actually, is that he might go counter jungling. He chooses to gank mid lane, that's fine. But you don't want to be stuck on the bottom side here and give him level 4 and level 5 second rotation camps, right? That's just not what you want. Udyr now chases the Yone. We finish off our wolf camp. We are going to rotate over. Yone is going to escape maybe. Deceive is available. Hello, sir. Whoa, he snacks one back. That's fine. Play the map. Play the map and play what happens. If you are an uninteractive jungler, you might be more inclined to see the Udyr go down and maybe take something and go counter jungling. Now, as a Zyra, yes, I would help in this situation, but if it was a doomed scenario, what I would simply do is take all of this very, very quickly, and then I can loop back around. However, do rotate to situations where you can kill people. We go top side to prevent counter jungling. Udyr decides to gank. Chases a Yone. We react, we rotate, we take our bottom side quadrant. The Udyr at this particular stage will have to go to the top side because these camps will not be available because we invaded him and compromised him. We have those timers as well. We are level 5 at 532. Because we know Udyr has to catch up in his experience, we can use that downtime to go ahead and gank the Braum, who jumps to the Ezreal. Now he's compromised. This lane should be in a great position. Grump is spawning. I'll take that because I know Udyr should be on the top side. This will give him grub prio. But if we don't mind giving away that grub prior because we're not too concerned about it, that's fine. That is a big thing for most junglers to think about in this meta. I don't want you to over-obsess with grubs and dragons. You just accept what the map is. You look at this and you're going, well, that's gone. Anyway, you just counter jungle, look to make impact another way. The jungle is in a position where you can make impact in a multitude of ways. You don't have to get the dragon, you don't have to do the grubs. There goes the Nautilus. That should be a dead Braum there, beautifully done. Ignite's not quite of cooldown, but that's fine. Again, remember, 2-shift poison there does more damage below 30% HP. So if you can save that, if they're walking the other direction, you're gonna maximize everything, the critical strike and the deceive as well. Udyr takes the grubs, we know that. Now we can dive this. Hello, sir, gets rooted, gets stunned. We tank it a little bit for the Kai'Sa. There we go in, and she dies. Ezreal's gonna get 2 kills back for that one. Not the cleanest dive. But as always, when you want to go for these kinds of dives, what? That's quite funny. The box there on the base, I like that. Udyr is obviously gonna reset at this stage. And maybe he goes for the bottom side dragon, the Dragon. With 3-0-1, we got the Berserker's Greaves going, we got the Serrated Dirk going. I am seeing some Shacos like their teammate rush if they need to farm a little bit more, but you don't have to. Because you can continuously apply pressure more than other junglers, you can always fall back to that second and then really rinse the mid-game experience, right? You can or split push, like you want to open the map up at that stage. Right now, we want to apply maximum PvP pressure. Top side here, we are almost level 6. Should be getting it after Gromp there, not after the blue. Close, but not quite. This is now a level 4 camp. It has not been taken, so we want to make sure we get that reset up to level 8 as soon as possible. Udyr at this particular stage is doing the dragon as well. We are level 6 Shaco. Let's look for a gank. Hello, Mordekaiser. No ult available. Something we should be tracking, obviously. Put the Boxer, a nice job by the Skarner to push him and drive him and take him to places he doesn't want to go. The passive will not save you this time, so we ignite to ensure death. Udyr shows on the bottom side. What does this do for us if we are counter jungling? Well, we know we can go and take his whole red side. And as a Shaco, please think about the game in terms of pressure points. Too often people only chase kills and react to kills, and it's very easy to get a huge experience lead against bad Shacos. They just don't position or play properly. It's all about pressure. If the pressure is getting in his face and killing him, then we do that. If the pressure is simply taking the blue and walking away, then we do that. If the pressure is taking away all of his top tier camps on the top side, we do that. Play according to where the pressure suggests you should be. Where the pressure suggests you should be. There we go. That was a tough one. Say that 5 times fast. If you can do, let me know. Almost level 7. A little bit behind where we should be, but that's fine. Like, most junglers are still hitting level 6, 7:30, 7:45. Really late. You shouldn't be. Like, I'm hitting level 6 at 6 minutes flat sometimes, underneath, around then. The only times it's later at 6:37 is if there's more things to react to, right? Like, normally I want to do wolves to Gromp, but I see stuff, so I'll react and rotate. Compromises my sequencing, but it's the best play to be made. Always focus on the best play that you can make. Udyr at this particular stage goes to the top side, so no, all my stuff is gone. Braum rotates, level 4 only. Shaco's in the bush, scanning, chucks a box, chucks a little auto attack. Well, 2-shift poison. Not an auto attack, but yeah, can feel that way. Corki's pushing mid lane. 4-0-1, gold amounts. We're only up 700. We see Braum protecting the Udyr at this stage, so we're not going to go too aggressive on the invade at this point. Not to say at this stage again. The word of the day, I guess. Fall back to your Krugs. They do the blue. Ezreal's got this good position. Kaiser's in base. Nautilus is roaming. If you see nothing base, keep yourself moving all the time, all right? Any jungler, as I say, keep yourself moving, but I saw that the Udyr actually got a kill, so we'll watch this one. Udyr comes out, Yone goes back to base. Well, back to base, goes towards his base, and then he goes towards his jungle, and Udyr shows up, gets a freebie. Nautilus is there. Corki is a really fun champion and engaging. We like this champion. No, nobody does. Shaco, Zerkers, Ghostblade. Now we're primed. Much like the Kha'Zix video. You remember that one on this channel? I was not a fan of the Evolve. I definitely think you want to be going Q-Evolve. And he did like the Profane Hydra technology, but he went Ghostblade first for the PvP aspect, for the pressure, and then went into Profane to start rinsing camps at a crucial moment and also allowing split push. Look at this. Look at this. Now, could we go topside for grubs and Gromp and maybe do our red and cut up? Yes. But here we see the Udyr coming for this and finishing off this turret, so we shadow in. There's a Q deceive, over the wall, off we go. Guys running in the other direction, so that will be a 100% dead Udyr. Kai'Sa helps out with a bit of a passive proc. Now, Ezra misses, clear the wards. Nautilus shows up. I would have preferred he didn't, just to maybe like bait them in to stick around, but that's fine. Now we go red. Remember, we're quite fast at this point. You got the Ghostblade movement speed also. You got the active. We know Udyr will be thinking about this, but he could also think about this. It is a little bit of a 50-50. Does Udyr want to fight for these grubs with nothing else topside, or does he want to just focus on his own econ? Question mark. There you go. Now you see on the map, now you have confirmation of that decision. When you've got a jungler that can do two things, think about that. Firstly, though, if you use your F keys, you see the Mordekaiser go in the other direction, we want to attack from behind. Just Halo Blades coming through. Don't have to waste the Ignite whatsoever. Do we have the stats on the Halo Blades at this point? There we go. Percentage hit, 71%. It's fine. But yes, when you anticipate two plays possible for a jungler, top or bot, and there is equal credence to him doing one or the other, play to the side that you think is the more likely and where you can do the most damage. In this case, we thought top side and obviously getting the grubs. Udyr decided to give it up and go bot. Okay, fine. I'll gank top lane with no stress. I'm going to try and go in the Corki here instead of worrying about the Q's only up in 4, 3, 2, 1, and get to the wall. Off we go. Is that a weird animation? Did you guys see that weird animation? That looked weird. Replay glitch. He didn't actually follow him through. I was wondering, maybe like we could have just queued a little bit sooner just to try and escape, but it's an Udyr's got the Empowered Awakened, you know, sticks to you. Good job by the Udyr chasing that down. Now, all of a sudden, you're vibing, you're doing your stuff, you're playing pressure points, you're sequencing as best you can. You're down 7 CS to a farming, scaling jungler as well. The guy can suddenly run you down. He's 4-4-2 himself. Gold amount is 5.3 in Udyr and 5.2 in us. He's actually ahead because of shutdowns. Now he's going to have freebies on this side. So what the Shaco does is say, all right, where can I exert some pressure? A little bit behind on experience. That's a free Corki kill. Hello, sir. Really is simple. To Q the wall, auto attack, activate Hail Blades, ignite, and backstab. Place a box intelligently. Dragon is up. Now, when you have a moment like this, 1238, we want to be level 10 by 14, just to pause very briefly. This guy is about the same as us. You got a decently positioned bottom lane. Ezreal is ahead, but it's decently positioned. Who are we going to play around now at the 14-minute mark to propel the Shaco-ness of this game? You have to start really getting ahead of the Udyr here. You don't allow him to AFK farm. There we go. Nicely done. Good job, Nautilus as well. Braum is compromised. Do we get another one? Yes. Hello. All it will take is simple button press, auto attack, or even look at him funny when he's that low in HP. Udyr now is shadowing this scenario. Box placed. Grump dead. Is Udyr going to really try and go for this, knowing the Shaco's in the area? He's waiting for the Nautilus to go back. Shaco's just going to start this up right now. Patience. Good ult by the Kai'Sa. Okay, I can see it. If you're the Shaco, whatever jungle you are, you can help your bottom lane shove and get some plates if you want pre-14, because they're going to base. But if you can rinse a dragon like this and secure that objective, I think it's good. You gave him the 6 grubs, already have a dragon. You know, we've played a decent game. Decent game with 7-1-3, for goodness sake. We're doing a good job, right? We are fed. Our team, not so fed. So you don't want to give the winning composition all the objectives with 0 contest, and you don't want to waste your time rotating over here when there's nothing else to fight or die for. If he's going to have a lazy base and die, Udyr's going to make a play, let it happen. Topside quadrant now. We are into the Vampiric Scepter plus Pickaxe. Better Lifesteal Gaming. And that was just, by the way, the Q, right? Like, that's just the critical strike at this stage is, for your own reference, 112, and it goes up to 155% damage. Anyway, here's why we like to be level 10. We're really close, though. Udyr just decides, at this stage, he has Leandries. Hello. Primes himself. We need to do an Udyr video where I talk about this a lot more, but I like this metaform. I think it's an incredible metaform. People just don't have the patience necessarily. Don't have the patience necessarily to scale up properly. You do realize that's a Skarner, right? I know you're a strong champion, Udyr, but you know, Skarner's a little bit stronger than you. Well, you know, a champ can be strong, but a guy's brain can let you down pretty quickly. Anyway, we are now behind in the experience by a little bit. Gold amount, we are down by 700 gold. Both junglers have performed well in that regard. I still like the Shaco's more measured aggression here. It wasn't as crazy as last season's video because, well, let's be honest, you could get away with it more then. Now you cannot. Now you have to be a lot more measured. We do have the Herald available to us. The biggest thing for Shacos, I think, is a mindset that we like to talk about when I'm working with these people, is consistent output. Some Shacos like to be a little bit more passive early. They like to think a bit more about scaling and farming. That's fine, you can do things, but SHACO isn't really that's not where his power is, right? It's really an early game, mid game spiking, dominating champion. So you're always looking to have good spacing in the kills early, good spacing in the kills in the mid game, good spacing in the kills in the late game, or split pressure. You want a nice even game plan. SHACO's either too strong early and then they fall off because they don't know what to do. They're too weak early so they don't actually get to do anything for SHACO before he falls off himself. Or they don't build correctly and understand macro when the team fighting composition against them is too strong. So a balanced output for SHACO is good. And the timeline here, if you go and click the match history link after the video and look at the output, you'll see it's very consistent. He's got kills, 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 multi-kills, dragons, objectives. It's just a good, consistent output of pressure, understanding when and where to show up. Because a lot of SHACO is, yeah, there's some unique mechanics and things to keep track of and builds and so on, but mostly mentality. Much like Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is not that difficult mechanically. We know that. But what Rek'Sai is good at is having good junglers understand insanely high-tempo jungling, pressure points, counter ganks, counter jungling, and making enemy junglers useless and then ending the game because they understand how to accelerate game states. This is a nice one. You see Udi down on the bottom side here. Let's get the Corki before he gets too monstrous. Already he's doing a lot of damage. You can use the ult there. Champion though, right? Corki? Activate the Herald. We saw all the action down on the bottom side. We will force a rotation now. All right, that's the thing. We don't have grubs. We're low HP. One more Q by the Skarner. That one misses. We do have to be cautious about this. I like the pressure point. Again, pressure is the name of the game. We push that there. We force rotations, but when you force rotations, if you're behind or your team are compromised, know when to leave. Nautilus, nice hook. We Q deceive over the wall again. And now we're going to place a box, and I think it looks a little bit like we need to get out of here. Yes, we do. Gold amount, 2,000 in pocket. Red buff available. Oh, hey, you can always snack things up. Q cooldown will start to get a little bit lower. We've only got 2 points into that at this stage. 10.45 seconds still at this point with current haste. We'll go down to 9.04 seconds with current haste. We'll see how that changes. All right, Blade of the Ruined King has been purchased. Not the Profane yet. Philosophically, I'm curious to know what a lot of you think about this. You all know my perspective on Tiamat and using that as an investment into future gold income, right? Especially if I'm playing something that really does need it to stay parallel to other junglers in this meta. Others like to get it second, like their Kha'Zix. I told you, he likes the Ghostblade for utility PvP, map control, invades and ganks, and then he likes to wrap up that Profane, start to rinse things quickly, push waves, hold waves. It just allows him a lot of versatility. Here we've gone for the Blade to deal with the Moor, to deal with the Udyr. We get the slow as well, extra slows. Percentage HP damage was changed. Passive was changed. It's a good item. I'm not high on it for the Viegos, as you know, because I think there's better itemization. For the SHACO, obviously, when you want to maximize your damage, you want slows, you want percentage HP damage, and you got Hail Blaze for auto attacks. So let's just watch this fight here as we go. Over the wall with the Q deceive to peel back with our team. Chuck the 2 ship, gets it beautifully done. Ignite is still available to us. Watching the Yone, watching from the edge as an assassin does. Waiting for Q deceive. It doesn't come off cooldown just yet. Chuck another one over the wall. And we've got smites as necessary. 2 smite charges actually. We obviously have ultimate. That should be fine. That should be a dead Braum. There you go. Another one as well. Remember the slows on the SHACO kit. Massive team fight by the SHACO. Huge. Just like the Nocturne in the previous edition, where I love the team fighting because you go and you make a play, you pull back out, you wait cooldowns, you observe, you see, and then you pick your next moment to go back in. Biggest thing you can do in most champions is that, especially when you are the Feb member. Don't go too deep and die unnecessarily. Blade, does it give us a damage? 79 extra damage. Lifesteal's pretty good as well in those situations. 9% current health physical damage. Attacking a champion 3 times slows him for 30% before 1 second, so kind of works into the technology quite well, doesn't it? A nice synergy with the attacks and the slows. But now we have a Tiamat in the inventory. This will allow us, as these camps are now max experience, to rinse the quadrant so quickly. Any downtime will be really punished by the enemy team. Well, we will punish them, I should have said. That's because they die, or give us a quadrant, we take it. They die and we take their quadrant, it's gone. Also allows us to do monsters pretty damn quickly. Also allows our team fighting to go up a level, right? Because of the cleave passive. Behind the wall, hello Ezreal, good night. So generous to give that to the Yone. There it is. That's why you always see the application of the backstab passive. They want the critical strike on the Q to receive next attack. And 2 Shiv, obviously when it's off cooldown, by the way, off cooldown, your attack's slow anyway for 30%. So you got a lot of slows in your kit right now. Over the wall. Looking for the angle. Box placed. Ward seen. No, we're seen. Whoa, I just saw the Corki. I actually didn't know he's there whatsoever. Quick Q deceive to reposition. And this is where you really want this Tiamat or Profane Hydra, or Titanic, whatever Hydra you go, whether you chosen Hydra of choice. Hail Hydra. Most likely Profane for junglers. Unless you're Warwick Tiamat. Titanic rather. Here we go. From behind as well. Chucks it. Killed. Q from the Kai'Sa. Huge. Brom. Ult goes through. We got the Mordekaiser and the Udi on the bottom line. Look at the F keys there. Always click if you need to. Say we can watch this. And now we can keep chasing. Q again to avoid skill shots. Beautifully done. Now there's a free Baron, no? Well, 13-2-8. Methodical. Right? Kill here. Do a camp. Kill there. Do a camp. Kill here. Do a counter jungle. Udi there. Do that. No stress. Oh, give up 6 grubs. All right, better than death. Clone dies to an Ezreal. Very unfortunate. Udyu's down here for some particular reason. He thinks, I got 6 grubs. We can push this one. Level 13 to level 14. Gold amount now. 10,000.2 and 11,000.5. So we've really slingshotted that gold advantage. Mega, mega, mega. Yone TPs. Time will tell if that was a good decision or not. SHACO makes it a good decision. I think the Udyr should have also known that they were coming out of base. A lot of damage from the Udyr though. The Eandries and Awaken are doing a lot. Awaken. Wingborn Storm. There we go. Awaken, Wingborn Storm, and base Wingborn Storm do a lot. Q into an E. Classic. Really nutty damage at this point. You can see that there. The scaling, that's why we have both AP and AD scalings. The AP build variety also works in this meta, but we're focusing on this one because I feel like it accentuates more of what you need to execute the champion. In most MMRs, in my opinion. In most MMRs, when you can play like this and understand why it works from an AD perspective, the split pushing, the team fighting, the build paths, always good. I know Faded Ashes exists, but this is better for that PvP plus farm component, plus objective component, plus teamfight component, plus split push component. There's no downside, really. Okay. 5 in both Q and E at this point, obviously. Level 14, 2 into the ult. We have the... I have a message. I will check the message afterwards. In fact, I will turn it on vibrate. Apologies for that one. I'm not going to cut that because it's... I'm in the flow. So, back to our red side. The Profane here, wish it would keep giving us this information. The whole removal of information from itemization was the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It would be really great to see the passive cleave damage here. But obviously, we have that active on the 50% HP as well. Remember, that was nerfed, but it's still pretty damn potent, right? Below 50% HP. So you want to use the HP aspect of these kits, you know, below 30%, below 50%. If you're using cut down, above 50%. These are the things you really want to focus on and use properly. Understand when to use abilities rather than just spam them at the wrong moments. It's always an important thing for SHACOs and a lot of other champions. They don't know when to slow. They don't know when to use a specific ability or when a rune is going to do something. And that costs you, man. It costs you big time. As I was saying, besides that, having your Profane plus your Tiamat for this mid-game farming is really good. Now the macro is pretty standard. Shadow, go in, try and force an assassination, try and force flashes and ults. Look, you see your bottom lane and everyone doing this. I had a game like this just today where people are just dying on inhibs. Go catch the wave, shove it up. If you can take a turret, do it. If you've got your ADC following you for it, fine. Others fall back to the dragon. If your team want to die in bad situations, that's okay. I would focus more so on what's needed to win. That also is going to become quite a bit of a problem, I think. Skarner. I mean, people have got a lot of gold. I mean, Yone's at 2,000 gold. I feel like the Udyr's, like the Udyr invited that. That's just giving it away. Mordekaiser giving it away is nothing you can do there. That's why I like falling back to the dragon. If your team do good, we can come back. If your team do bad, as I expect, I get a dragon, I control their camps. No stress for me, right? No dragon, nothing for them to do. No baron for them to do. Cool. You win in both ways. Gold amount's 986 at this stage. We already have the last whisper for extra penetration and damage. It's going to catch this wave here. So just quickly. Alrighty. Damage on the blade, by the way, 852. I want the stats right, games. Corky's now jumped, which means Corky's basically dead, no? Hew out, get your backstab going, got your Hella Blades ticking, use your 2 shivers to walk the other direction for the blow, 30% of the threshold, extra proc. You got the slows from Blade of the Ruin King as well. You got your Profane Hydra for the active, below 50% HP. The damage is obscene. You got Berserkers for more attack speed. A lot of lifesteal to keep yourself healthy and fresh and strong. Chuck another one from the wall. There goes the Yone from the backside here. We do have Profane available, waiting for the queue to see if it is available now. And who we're going to go on? Most likely the Ezreal. Hello, sir. Can I introduce you on a clown? Jack in the box. And then the Braum says death. And now we can kill the Udyr pretty easily. Attack. Also, having attack down timers, this is an old Rengar thing. You know, we used to have that Pharaoh Flare, Blade of the Ruin King into tank build in Season 4 for a brief period of time. Really broken. Really broken. But the reason we liked that was because while we didn't have the cooldown in that build for our abilities to come up quickly, the attack speed steroid on the empowered Q was huge. So we wanted to maximize our lifesteal and our DPS with that, right? And so the Blade of the Ruin King allowed the downtime of abilities to be supplanted by a lot of lifesteal, a lot of attack damage, a lot of attack speed. Same thing in these kinds of champions. When you're waiting on these cooldowns, right? 6.15, it's 0.7, 0.69. They're not huge, but what are you doing in the middle of that fight if you don't want to go in and out blindly for no particular reason? Auto-attacking, using your Hella Blades, using your attack speed. Always. And of course, when it's off cooldown, you're going to get those slows. 30% by 2 seconds. Or 30%. Whatever. You understood what I said. 30% for 2 seconds. Yeah, you watch that one. I like this cut too. Join your ADC. Keep her safe. A lot of damage now. She obviously has the Nashes too. She's going hybrid. Favorite kind of build style. Love the hybrid. So much more fun than anything else. Skarner pushes them back. Whoa, that was a quick little scorpion. Shadow. We get the 1-3-1. If you can collapse up here, that's what you do. There's no wave, so we might as well. They're going to collapse on them at this moment because they know there's no wave. There's the Kai'Sa. There's the Shaco in the backline with the Q deceive. Hello, Ezreal. I want to introduce you to death. Nice ult by the Nautilus. I got a double one. Kai'Sa goes to the backline. Shaco's clone is now disrupting. We are using that there. Beautiful fear by that Shaco clone death. Kai'Sa unfortunately goes way too deep and dies, so we reposition. We say, never mind. Okay, in the meantime, Yone is ending, so that's fine, as long as you live. Skarn apparently is a champion spotlight. He just flashes. Shaco's like, I do have everything. Can I do something? Let me just chuck 2 shiv over the wall there. 2 shiv poison over the wall. Well done. Well done to you, sir. We got pulled and bonked. Yeah, they can't really do anything. They got to push a wave here. I think we need to look to end now. Game has gone on a little bit longer, but 18-3-11. How understated is this game? Like the Nocturne game, it wasn't... You know, to me, I enjoyed it. I think these are sexy ways to win games. You're just methodical. You're in control the whole time. There's no freaking out. You're not underreacting. You're not overreacting. You're just playing what is, not what should be. You're reacting to what your teammates are doing, what the map is providing, using your strength and your kit properly, whatever that might be, whatever champion you play. Huge. You know, absolutely huge for me. I love to watch these understated carry games. You don't get the pentakill, maybe. You don't get... We do actually have a few multi-kills, but point more so is... Was the Shaco ever not in control of this game? The Udyr did a solid job, but he's 10-8 at this stage. Okay, Shaco on the backline here underneath. Got the Ghost Blade active as well to reposition as necessary, which we do perfectly. We've got the Corky. Use our clone there. I think we're dead anyway. That's fine. This is a big suction effect, like the Nocturne, right? This is a game-winning fight, basically. The positioning here is important. We use the Ghost Blade to reposition, unfortunately a little too close, so we were in vision, so they do see us. Important to note that. I made that same mistake myself the other day. I was trying to shadow... I couldn't get around the flanks because of wards, so I was waiting for the moment the fight went in, and I could reposition front to back, basically, just running at them in camera, but I got seen as well. Happens. Over the wall here, control warded. Now you decide, do I want to go on the Ezreal? Do I want to go on the Corki? The Corki is the one doing the damage in the fight right now that is interrupting your team while the Udyr just sits there and absorbs. So here we go. We're going to come out of Q deceive. Look at that damage from that critical strike, right? Facing the other direction. Huge passive proc. Now, From this one, we activate our Hail Blades and start attacking. We can chuck our 2-shift, which is exactly what we do here. And then we press our ultimate button. We do have Ignite that we haven't yet used, so Corki should, in theory, I feel, be already dead, or we can use it on the Braum. Ignite is still available, and now we're not using it. Udi is now turned down to kill us, right? And because we're in this AoE zone, it's a little rough. But Udi is forced to deal with us, Ezreal is DPSing us, and our team are alive. So you get that suction effect as an assassin. Whatever assassin you play, this is always the goal. To kill people backline, force them to react to you, and ideally not die. That's where Aravolv Kha'Zix is more fun. Now, obviously from my perspective, I think the SHACO should have potentially ignited, but in theory, we didn't need it, right? It was more like a results-based thing. Like, oh, look, if you ignited. In the moment, you probably think they're both going to die anyway. Although I would use it just to guarantee it, so there's less moments my team has to focus on something else. Because the Corki flashes, even if it's like half a second, 1 second, beautiful hook by the Nautilus and passive root. Oh, there you go. Good job, team. Challenger, engage. Go end the game. What are you doing? They're looking for the dragon. Just end the game. Huge. So, 18-4, 14. Damage from this one was 1600. Slows, I don't have access to the CCs, but I reckon the slow CC score would have added up quite nicely. Wish we had this one over here. Obviously, we're in the Lord Doms now to a final lethality item of your choice. Edge of Knight's usually good. Most assassins, I say that not to annoy most of you, because I know a lot of you are like, no, we don't build it on this champion. Do what you want. Thing is, being able to live here and make sure people die as quickly as possible, I'm used to that. Because even on Zyra, I play like an assassin, like an Elise. And I'll just flash in, nuke someone with a full combo, plans will maybe kill somebody else, they turn on me and I die. That's fine, because I've killed priority targets, got 2 for 1, and my team can clean up. So that's the kind of stuff we want to look for. Nice balanced approach, kills throughout the game.